Hello there, loves. Welcome to the Red Hares and Daffodils Hobby Farm YouTube page. My name is Kate, and I want to introduce myself to you for a quick minute. I am a fur mom to several rescued kitty cats who you will inevitably see on screen every now and again, as cats always love to make their introduction whether you want them to or not. So I'll introduce them as they pop on the screen. I am a wife. I am an avid baker, an avid cook, and a beginner gardener. I also suffer from several autoimmune diseases and heart diseases. So if you ever see me struggle on the page, start shaking a little bit or things of that nature, I just wanted to be transparent with you and let you know that I've got a couple medical situations that do pop up from time to time. But we handle that as best as we can. So why Red Hares and Daffodils Hobby Farm? I took a lot of time to come together with the name. I wanted it to be full of intent and full of meaning for the page. A hobby farm is described as a small-scale farm primarily for personal satisfaction, then as a primary source of income. Everything that my spouse and I do and create is only for personal satisfaction here. It's only for personal use. We are not professionals by any means, and the things that we create stay within our home. And we're not raising any livestock. We're not raising bees. We're not raising any hardcore crops like corn or anything like that. We're just merely doing this to appreciate nature and to reap the benefits of what we grow. So, a bit into gardening. My spouse and I had some very grandiose plans for 2025, for the summer of 2025. We had everything laid out to what we were purchasing to create some raised garden beds in our backyard. And suddenly everything took a turn for the worse in March, and we ended up losing my father in March of this year, and that really brought everything to a halt. Gardening just didn't seem to be beneficial at that point in time, and here several months later we're still reeling from his death. But as a surprise, my spouse bought me 6 grow pots full of tomato plants, and so we've been nurturing those in the driveway and in the garage with some grow lights and everything. So now we've got 6 thriving plants that are almost taller than I am, and I'm 5'4", 5'5". So they're really taking off like a weed. So I know you might ask, well, why not just plant them in the soil? Well, our soil here sucks. I'm in the middle of the Midwest, central Midwest, and our soil here is mostly clay. I don't know if it's just in our yard. I don't know, because other people around me have thriving flower gardens and things like that. But so it must be just in our yard. But we can't even grow hardly any weeds in our yard. So that was where we were entertaining the idea of grow beds, raised grow beds, and being able to augment it with some fertilized soil full of nutrients, and try to really raise up some vegetables that are going to be well flourishing. So this year I want to go on an adventure with you guys. I want to grow more personally as a baker, as a cook, and as a gardener. I really have next to zero knowledge on gardening, and so I really want to learn from you guys, tips and tricks and what works and what doesn't work. I'm open to all those comments, critiques, and criticisms. I know I'm going to mess up. I know plants are going to die on me. I know I'm going to mess up a recipe or two, or a lot more than that. But I want to share those adventures with you guys and not shy away from mistakes that I make. I want to show people the mistakes that are made so we can all learn from them together. I really am hoping to explore more cooking and baking and gardening adventures with you guys on streams. And I really, truly want to get into canning and preservation yet this year. We're in the middle right now of summer, and all the farmers markets are absolutely filled to the brim with fresh produce and fresh vegetables and fresh fruits and just things that are in the prime of their picking right now. And to be able to purchase some flats of fruits and veggies, to be able to preserve those, to enjoy for the rest of the year, and on a cold winter day we can still have, you know, some fresh strawberry jam and things of that nature. I'm really looking forward to creating that with you and sharing that with you along the way. So one of my wish list items is to introduce myself to soap making. I've watched Katie Carson from Royalty Soaps for a number of years, and she's got a wonderful series for those, like me, have zero knowledge on anything soap making. I know lye is a big, you know, no-no, and to really be careful with it, and that's about the extent of my knowledge right now. So I really want to get into soap making, and my spouse has actually requested some homemade butters and compound butters. So we're going to make that together on channel and see what we can create and what tastes good and what doesn't. So as we get closer to a lot of the holidays, maybe I can have you guys join me on some shopping sprees. I'm getting ready for some festive family dinners. We don't have a lot of them because my family is very small, but what we do have, maybe you can join me along on some of those adventures. I really just want to follow along with recipes from my collections. I don't tend to deviate from the written recipe a lot. Recipes are there for a reason, and they've been tried and tested, and knows what works well and what doesn't. So together we can learn what tastes good, and together we can critique the ones that don't taste good. Maybe we can try to remake a recipe and see if we can make it taste any better. So, but I want to welcome you guys to a very relaxing and down-to-earth channel. I want to let you know that this is not going to be a channel full of teaching and education. This is going to be a channel full of fun, and to let you know that there's always room for improvements, and that's entirely on my side of things. I'm like I said before, I'm not a professional by any means. I don't want to come off or appear as a professional. I am a home baker, a home cook. I am a homebound person who just enjoys taking care of their spouse and their animals and all the adventures that come along with that. So please consider subscribing and liking these posts, and hopefully I will be posting maybe once or twice a week, depending on how things go and how I feel. But please consider joining me on this journey. And together we'll try to create and bake and whip something up good in the kitchen. So see you guys soon. Thanks.